Congrats on getting married. I can't believe you got married before me. What are you talking about, Rachel? I have no doubt you're going to get married soon, too. You said you were seeing that guy in finance, the stock exchange guy. Oh, yeah, him. He totally lied to me. Stockbroker. Ha! He wasn't even in finance. Are you serious? Yeah, so I got rid of him pretty quickly. Can you believe he took advantage of me like that? I'm not young enough to waste my time on guys like him. You have a point. I mean, he lied to you. That says a lot about him. Red flags all over. He's not marriage quality. You married a normal guy with a normal job. You had a normal wedding. Maybe I need to be more like you, Madeline, and not shoot for the stars anymore. Oh, but your man is hella good looking. Oh my God, yes. He's definitely tall. And he cleans up real well for sure. You're really lucky. If it weren't for you, I'd be all over him. To be honest, he's totally my type. Could have been love at first sight for me. Oh, come on. I just got married and I don't want to get into it with my best friend. I'm totally not serious. He's your husband. I'd never. I'm not that desperate. You guys are newlyweds. And besides, he totally only has eyes for you. Sometimes I wonder, though, if he really does only have eyes for me. Sorry, just being paranoid. Don't tell me you're already having your doubts. You just got married. No, never mind. Forget I said anything. Thanks for coming to our wedding today. It really meant a lot you were there, Rachel. You have to promise me you'll be at mine too. I wouldn't miss it for the world. You're probably super busy after everything. So I'll let you go now and connect with you soon. I also want to see your new house too. Thanks so much. I'll reach out once the madness is over. Okay then, take care.
Madeline, guess what? I received an inheritance.
What do you mean? What happened? What are you talking about? Who would you have gotten inheritance from?
So, you know how my parents are divorced and my mom had custody of me. I never saw my dad growing up. I didn't even know where he was. But apparently his dad, my grandfather, was super wealthy. And for some reason, even though I didn't have a relationship with him, he left me something.
An inheritance? Let me get this straight. What I know about inheritances is that there's a lot involved and it's not as easy as just receiving the money.
What are you worried about? We get $3 million. $3
million?
Yeah, I almost had a heart attack. Plus, we also get a massive house with it.
A massive house? Where is it located?
They said something about an island or something. Apparently he owned a private island. Isn't that crazy?
And you're receiving all of that. And what about your other relatives? Won't they say anything?
Apparently no one wanted an island they'd never heard of before. They also didn't want the hassle of all the legal stuff that comes with receiving an inheritance, so they all declined.
Really? They all declined? What about your dad?
Dad apparently passed away 5 years ago.
What? How do we not know this?
Well, I haven't spoken to or seen him since my parents got divorced. He didn't really have a place in my life. So I'm as shocked as you are about all of this. But I feel like I won the jackpot. I get $3 million just because we're related by blood. Can you believe it?
I understand you got a large inheritance, but I think we should do our due diligence and decide on things carefully. It's kind of weird no one wants it, don't you think?
What is there to be careful about? The slower we are, the higher the chances it'll just get passed on to the next relative. Then we'll be left with nothing. You don't want that, do you?
I don't think it's a matter of who gets to the finish line first.
But if we have $3 million, we can do anything we want. I've made my decision. You even said you wanted a house. We didn't even have to spend our own money, and we now own a super luxe house.
Yeah, a house on an island. We both have jobs here and responsibilities. I have no idea where this island is, but one thing's for sure, we probably won't be able to commute.
We're getting $3 million, babe. I don't think we ever need to work again. I already told my boss I'm quitting next month.
What? And you didn't even think of discussing this with me?
I'm getting $3 million, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm getting more than I ever will make at this job. Don't worry, you'll be taken care of.
We don't know any details about the inheritance, though. We also have no idea what this island is all about either. I think you totally jumped the gun on making such an important decision.
I don't understand why you're being so difficult about this. It's really annoying how you never support my decisions.
What are you talking about? I support you all the time. All I'm saying is that we need to cross our T's and dot our I's and just make sure we're covered on all fronts.
You're always way too careful, even with our wedding. Sometimes you just need to take the plunge and go for it. Life is all about taking chances, Maddie.
Let's chat about this when you get home.
I'm gonna be a bit late, is that cool?
How late?
I'm just with the lawyers discussing the process and getting the paperwork started.
What do you mean getting the paperwork started? Let's discuss this before you start signing things.
It's all good, babe.
I need you to hear me out.
This is my inheritance, so it's my decision.
Yeah, but we're together, so whatever you do affects me as well.
You have nothing to worry about, babe. It's all happening the way it's supposed to happen. So, I'll be home as soon as I'm done here. It's gonna be a while, though.
This must all be a bad joke, right?
Why is it so difficult for you to support your man? Would you prefer we just break up, go our separate ways?
Wait, what? Why would you even say that?
I'm fine with whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Chicks will be all over me.
Have you lost your mind? That's how you look at me?
I mean, all you have to do is just support my decision. It's as simple as that. Do that, and you become a millionaire overnight too. So just sit tight and relax. I'll be home as soon as I'm done here.
Wait a minute, we need to talk about this. David! Madeline, it's been a while. How are you? I was chatting with David and he told me everything. I heard you inherited $3 million. I had no idea David came from such a wealthy family. Hey, Rachel, I had no idea you and David were in contact with each other. Yeah, actually, we reunited by chance at a work meeting. He was the lead sales guy of one of the vendors my company was using. I had no idea. But he inherited $3 million, so I imagine he doesn't even have to work anymore. I heard it came with a house too. And that it's on a private island. I can't believe how lucky you are. I've always dreamed of waking up and the first thing I see is the beautiful ocean. I have no idea about any of the details. David just made the decision without me. You sound worried. But finders keepers, right? So don't even worry about it. It's $3 million plus a house. That's not the issue. I have no idea why you're so worried. I'd be so happy if my man brought home an inheritance like David did. I totally support his decision. He's quitting his job too. I guess island life is in the future. I guess I need to quit my job too. What are you talking about? Why would you need to quit your job as well? 'Cause I'm gonna end up living in that house. What the heck is that supposed to mean? I mean, you don't support his decision. So I think someone who unconditionally supports him and his decisions like I do is more suited to be his wife. Don't you? Did you just say you want to marry my husband? What are you talking about? I guess there's nothing to hide anymore. I've said this much already. Maybe if I tell you we can also get things moving along. So, David and I, well, we've been seeing each other. What do you mean seeing each other? At work? I mean, yeah, we reunited by chance at a work meeting and exchanged contact info. He asked me out for dinner a few days later. Remember I told you he was totally my type and I'd get together with him in a heartbeat? So I started thinking that I could just get him to leave you and marry me instead, and then that would be that. I mean, why waste my time and look elsewhere when the man of my dreams is right in front of me anyway, right? So we went on a few dates and it became serious, so we made it official. Made it official? Are you frickin' kidding me? Since when? Our anniversary is on my birthday, so like 10 months, I guess. You've been together for 10 months. I have no idea how you didn't even notice. Why would I even think that? You're my friend and I trusted you. So why would it even cross my mind? Anyway, so that's that. Cat's out of the bag. So will you break up with him for me? I'm the only one who really understands him and gets him. I don't believe this. Do you need proof? Because I have a ton of proof if you don't believe me. I have photos I can send you, not just that, but screenshots of our text messages as well. Videos, you name it, I've got it. Maybe seeing all of this will help set you in the right direction.
Rachel, didn't you tell me you'd never get involved with a married man? That you weren't that desperate?
Technically, he asked me out to dinner first, not the other way around.
Really?
I can't believe him. I mean, I thought about just keeping it super casual, but when he told me about inheriting $3 million, that was like a total game changer. And I just wanted to make him mine. Then I'd be a millionaire's wife with a luxury house on an island.
It all makes sense now. David was super easygoing about telling me that I should leave if I couldn't support his decision. I thought it was really shocking at the time, but I guess this explains it.
That's because you didn't support him. It had nothing to do with me.
No, actually it did. It was because he already had you. And to him, it was as easy as switching batteries or something.
Okay, whatever, you win. Anyways, do we have an understanding now? Are you gonna leave him?
Yeah. Okay then. I certainly don't plan on sticking around with a cheater. I'm out. So you guys do whatever you want.
Oh wow, that was easier than I thought. Thanks so much. I guess I need to get ready to move in with him.
And obviously our friendship is done too.
Yeah, I think that'd be the easiest for everyone involved. And once you see how we're living the life, you may want him back, and I can't have that. So best for you to leave us alone now.
This is all so absurd, and you guys are a disgrace. Bye.
Hey, Madeline. We just turned in our paperwork. We're officially married. Now your husband is officially mine.
He isn't my husband.
OMG, I'm so sorry. I totally keep forgetting. He's your ex now. It's still so fresh. I keep calling him your husband. So I should be calling him your ex, duh. Of course you're not married. You're single now. I keep thinking you guys are still married.
Actually, you're totally misunderstanding.
How am I misunderstanding? You got married and then you got divorced, so he's your ex? You were such a good sport throughout all of this. I can't believe you gave him up so easily.
No, that's what I mean. Actually, I was never married. Let me spell this out for you. David and I were never married, so we never got divorced. I've never been married.
You're not making any sense. What are you talking about? Of course you got married. I was at the freaking wedding. I was your maid of honor.
Yeah, sure enough, we did have a wedding, but we didn't actually sign the documents that day. David messed up getting the papers ready for the big day, and then he never really got around to submitting them later. Anyway, the point is that we never made it official. So that means we were never married and we were never husband and wife.
You never got around to actually submitting your paperwork. How dumb can someone be? Well, I guess it's a good thing, because then this is his first marriage then, not his second.
Yeah, you're right. It's great for me as well, because technically I won't actually be a divorcee. All thanks to my gut instinct. And because I kept pushing the date.
I have no idea what happened, but you kept pushing the date?
Yep. Well, I knew he was cheating on me and...
Wait a minute. What do you mean you knew he was cheating? David and I only started dating 2 months after your wedding.
Oh, no, not with you, with someone else.
With another woman?
Once a cheater, always a cheater, right? After we got engaged, I found out he was cheating on me with multiple women. He even invited one of them to our wedding.
Like, can you believe that? What nerve? Are you kidding me?
I found out about him cheating right before the wedding, and I was really thinking of calling the whole thing off. But he begged and begged and begged for me to forgive him. I was dumb enough to believe him, and we went ahead with it. I fell for the he'd never do it again speech. I don't know what was wrong with me. But then even after that, he started cheating on me with you. I guess people really don't change. And that's why you kept pushing the date to turn in the official paperwork. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was making the right decision, you know, which I knew I wasn't deep inside. Apparently, I worry too much about things and am too careful sometimes.
Usually that's a bad thing, but I can't help it. I kept second-guessing myself even though I'd said I'd forgive him. But I guess you could say it was a blessing in disguise. So, congratulations on being his first wife. Once a cheater, always a cheater. He begged for your forgiveness and he cheated on you again? Well, yeah, so there's no guarantee that he won't cheat again. There's no way he'd ever cheat on me. He cheated because it was you. He has no reason to cheat anymore because he has me. So, obviously, he doesn't have a reason to go elsewhere. And once we move to the big house on the private island, it'll be just me and him. No chance to meet another woman. Okay, so about that house? I think it's slated to be torn down by next year. What do you mean torn down? Why would they tear it down? Did you not hear the details about the inheritance? $3 million in cash, the private island, and the house on it. His grandfather was loaded and he left it all to David, isn't that right? Actually, no. Again, you're misunderstanding. His grandfather wasn't rich. What? What are you even talking about? He literally won the lottery once. He won the lottery? That's amazing! Yeah, and he built the house on the island with that money. What's the problem? Rich is rich. The problem is that there's no $3 million either. What do you mean there's no $3 million? His grandfather apparently just wanted to look good in front of others and just wrote $3 million in the will. But reality was that every year he was wasting tens of thousands of dollars because of the taxes and maintenance fees on the house. And now there's only about $30K in the account. Are you kidding me? He said it was $3 million. I heard that his grandfather won $3 million, and he bought the island, built the house, and there were taxes and maintenance, so there's only $30K left. His grandfather really couldn't let his ego go, so he wrote $3 million in his will. Isn't that hilarious? Hilarious? Are you kidding me? And David knew about this? Well, yeah, he'd have to know everything, wouldn't he? The lawyers have a duty to explain everything to him before making things official. But David has a bad habit of not thinking things through and not listening to people. I told him this so many times, but he never listened to me. So I think he thought $30K plus the house is better than nothing. But how can we live with $30K? That's not even near enough. We both quit our jobs because of this. Well, his other relatives didn't even bat an eye at the inheritance. They all knew what was behind the curtain if they agreed to receive it. So they all declined it without a second thought. What inheritance? There's nothing there. And what is this about the house being demolished next year? It turns out David's grandfather didn't actually own the island himself. What? Wait, what are you telling me? I don't get it. Islands are expensive, more than $3 million. So basically, he went in on the island with someone else. They both technically own it. That means the island itself isn't part of the inheritance because the other owner is still alive. And so, since David doesn't actually own the land, the other owner is claiming everything and wants to use the land for something else. That's why David needs to demolish the house. Do you get it now? Is that really legal? I don't know. Apparently. Talk about it with the lawyers if you want. It's not my problem, so I don't really care. But then if he tears down the house, then what's going to happen to us? And what do you mean David has to demolish it? It's supposed to be massive, right? That's going to cost way more than $30K. Yeah, well, it's on a remote island. So bringing the equipment alone is going to cost you guys, like probably double or even triple what it would normally cost. You can't call this an inheritance. It's not even close. That's why I wanted to make sure what the details were. But he decided on his own to go ahead with it. He didn't even give it a second thought and just went through with it. And for me, you know, there was the cheating before the wedding and then the cheating with you after. Plus, him not even including me in such a big decision just made me lose all faith and trust in him completely. That's why when you asked me to leave, I left without a fight. I don't understand why David didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me any of the details of the inheritance, only that he got a huge house and $3 million. Why wouldn't he tell me any of this if he knew about it already? Well, obviously he knew you weren't going to stay with him if he told you. Yeah, well, no kidding. Of course I wouldn't stay. Well, yeah, of course you wouldn't stay. After all, why would anyone want an inheritance and a huge debt, right? So he didn't tell you. debt? What debt? I think he just wanted someone to help him with paying his debt off because his inheritance alone obviously wouldn't cut it. So, I think that's why he married you in such a hurry. Remember, we never officially got married, so nothing was ever legal between us. And it was super easy for me to just leave him. Yeah, but what does that have to do with this debt you're talking about? What debt are you talking about? He's never told me anything about having debt. He shouldn't have debt. Demolishing the house alone is going to wipe us out. Remember I also told you that he begged for my forgiveness when he first cheated on me? Well, to convince me, he actually signed a contract. It basically said that if he cheats on me, he'll pay me $1 million. $1 million. It was just a letter and there was nothing legally binding, so I asked my friend, who's a lawyer, to help me out. So she looked over it and we got a witness and everything and we made it a legal document. I think he just wanted me to take him back and he didn't think I was being serious about the agreement. And the same thing with this. He didn't give it a single thought and just signed it. But when I reminded him of our agreement, he'd actually completely forgotten about it. Can you believe it? So that means he needs to start paying you. Yup. I also know he has zero savings. So he'll definitely have to borrow it from someone. And considering you're his wife, I mean, I don't know the details because like I said, I've never actually been married, but I think you might actually be on the hook for that as well. I don't suppose you have $1 million laying around, do you? What? Are you out of your mind? Of course not. Even if I did, this has nothing to do with me. Well, I'm not a lawyer, so who knows? But I think my lawyer will be contacting you pretty soon about that. I'd appreciate it if you could look out for that. Even though I know you're probably going to be super busy with getting that island back to its original condition. Good thing you both quit your job so you have the time on your hands to sort everything out. Wait, Madeline, wait! I don't want David anymore. You can have him back. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want a married man. I'll divorce him. No thanks, Rachel. This was all a blessing in disguise, really, and I got to really think about what I wanted, and he isn't a part of that. So thanks for helping me realize all of this. I don't want you to thank me. I just want you to take him away from me. I don't want him anymore. He's a totally useless liar. I told you I don't like liars. Well, it was your choice to be with him. You should have figured out that he was a liar sometime in the 10 months that he was cheating on me with you. Madeline, please help me get out of this mess. Yeah, no, not a chance. You two deserve each other. He has no money. The house, which I thought he had, is being demolished. He doesn't even own an island. He's a serial cheater, and he signed an agreement that says he'll pay you $1 million if he cheats on you without a second thought. Why would I even want to stay with an idiot like him? You should really let him know not to sign legal documents without thinking about it and doing his due diligence. Please, Madeline, help me. Madeline? I was supposed to be the wife of a multimillionaire, not a poor loser like him. David eventually realized the burden he'd put himself into by not thinking twice about the inheritance. Apparently, he left it up to Rachel to clean up. To no surprise to anyone, he'd already used up the $30,000 he'd actually inherited. Rachel lost it on him and gave him an ultimatum: go get a job or she would leave. I heard a rumor recently that they're just barely getting by. But to their credit, they are taking care of the demolition and paying off the debt they owe me in installments. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and send us a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.